So we met Dani with Jared, right? Jared is our actual
editor, producer, magician
person for the podcast, and
Correct.
we name him different things every time we speak about him.
Yes.
But it's his wife, and she happened to be a witch of some sort.
Right.
And we decided to record an episode with her because it had to go with episode 3, obviously. So
Right, because we talked about the possibility of real magic for a very long time, and as soon as I gave him the episode...
with the fairies.
Oh, that's right, the tricksters.
Yes.
Oh my god! And then when I gave the episode to the editor producer guy, he let his wife come on the show. Let his wife to us, I guess.
Yes, thank you, Jared.
Thank you, Jared.
For letting us borrow your beautiful wife.
Welcome to another week of dysfunction. Here's Jackie and Matt.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I didn't hear much, but I heard some about you, and you happen to be in the roundhouse of questions that we had at our last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Very interested in meeting you and asking a bunch of questions.
Well, I'm very happy to answer. Thank you guys for having me.
And you have a nice voice. I like your voice.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
She's got a face for radio, for sure.
Thanks.
Horrible.
I have no idea what she looks like. I really don't know.
Okay, good. So introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know, whatever you'd like to say.
Well, I'm Dani. I am...
Hi, Dani.
Hi, Dani.
I'm a wife and a mom. I am a witch. I'm an eclectic pagan witch.
What?
And I've been practicing intentionally for over 4 years.
Okay.
And I own my own metaphysical shop. So like a witchcraft supply store, sort of.
Like a brick and mortar store?
Yeah, online. And we just opened our brick and mortar April 2019.
Oh, congrats.
That's awesome.
Thank you. We actually just upgraded and moved to a bigger spot too this past May.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Double congrats.
Well,
Thank you,
for
thank
anyone else, this is actually our sound guy or our video, or not
Your
video
producer.
editor.
Engineer, producer, editor.
Yes. And this is his wife. And it just happened to be that she was something pagan. I heard pagan.
Eclectic. I heard eclectic.
What's that mean?
I'm an eclectic pagan witch.
Okay, what does that mean, that whole phrase?
Eclectic meaning I practice several forms of magic.
Mm-hmm.
So there are specific paths. There's green witchery, there's kitchen magic, death magic, astrology. It just goes on and on. Hedge magic, dream work. There's all kinds of stuff. And I kind of dabble in everything, but I have like 3 or 4 main paths that I follow.
Okay.
Pagan is an umbrella term. So I am polytheistic. I recognize and worship more than one God from more than one theology.
Okay.
I like that.
And thanks. Yeah. So I study a ton of religion and different spiritual practices and stuff. I'm really, really interested in ancient history. So I've been studying like Mesopotamian culture and Sumary, which is like 10,000 BC era.
Please say Greek.
Oh, I'm definitely a chthonic witch is what that's called. Yes, I'm a Hellenistic witch. Yeah,
Awesome.
I definitely follow. I call myself a daughter of Hades, so I follow the god of the underworld.
Goddamn.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Quite literally.
Yeah, I am studying to become an official astrologer. I work with the most ancient known goddess named Inanna. She's a Sumerian goddess. She eventually became Aphrodite and Venus. Sorry.
Wow.
Okay. So there was a lot in
There's a lot.
that breath that you had there.
Yeah.
Well, for one,
That's a lot. That's
I like
barely any
Greek
of it.
mythology. That's like what I am attracted to, just because
Cool.
it's all I know. I named my daughter Artemis, and
Awesome.
so it's like my thing. But
That's really cool.
I do have a question. So you mentioned all these different beings that you worship, and what, like, I know that they're called deities. Deities?
Deities. Yep.
Deities. Okay, which ones are you honoring the most, or like that you associate yourself with?
So you can devote yourself to whatever deity, but that's different than just working with a deity. So I only worship or devote myself to two, and that's Hades and Inanna. They're called my patron deities. I have altars in my house devoted to them. I work with them on definitely a daily basis. I call on the energy of other deities.
Okay, so when you say call on, like, what does that mean?
So, for example, with studying astrology, every planet is associated or named after a Roman god. Well, most of them. And if you study any mythology, you know that almost in every mythology or theology, there's parallels. And the two of the most similar is Roman and Greek.
Yes.
So today was Friday. Friday is ruled by the planet Venus. So, although I called on Inanna today, that's a bad example. Yesterday was Thursday. Thursday is Jupiter, so I called on
Thor.
Zeus.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Thor is Norse. Yeah. I called on Zeus, and that means that I work with my personal Jupiter and what sign that's in. So I'm a Jupiter in Leo, and I call on Zeus. I talk to him. I say like a morning prayer. I ask for specific intentions with his energy throughout the day. Yesterday I asked for like confidence when I'm getting my message across and stuff, when I'm talking to customers or teaching people or whatever. So you can do that, or if you're doing a spell, you can call on a god or a goddess to be there and assist you. You don't have to be devoted to them to do that. So that's another example. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, Matt, so have you ever believed in anything like this, or was there ever an association that you had with?
No, never actually. It's definitely out of my my wheelhouse, my spectrum of understanding. However,
honestly, my brain is
when you said polytheistic, I just kind of struck something. I was watching, I think, Stephen Colbert, and he was trying to talk Ricky Gervais into being like, why aren't you Catholic? And Ricky Gervais is just constantly, every time he's on the show, he's like batting Colbert off of, joining the Catholic Church. And he says to Colbert, like, I don't know why you think we're so different. We're actually the same, because if you really think about it, you believe in the Catholic God, so you don't believe in like 3,000 other known and accepted and prayed to gods. And I just don't pray to one more than you do. So we're, it's not like it's God or no God. It's you pray to one, I pray to 0 out of 3,000. It's not that different.
But no, I understand that. What? It's just a lot of, I'm sorry. I have a lot of questions, and like, I don't understand. It's only
I got a lot.
First time of like hearing anything about this. Like, I just started noticing it because I go on TikTok way too much. And then I've noticed my content started going towards
I've heard about that.
paganism.
I'm not on TikTok, but I heard about the witchy stuff.
Yeah, it's like a whole community. And some of them, it looks really interesting, and it reminds me of all the books that I read on Greek mythology. But then it also has this question, like, do these people recruit the same way Christians and Catholics going door to door and stuff like that?
Oh, no. It's just seeing a really big uprise. I was actually listening to a podcast episode about this, I don't know, 4 months ago or something. Metaphysics, throughout history, there are patterns of its trends. And we're just in the middle of a trend right now. There's actually quite a few long practicing witches and pagans that are not super happy about the big trend of it.
Why?
Because they've always practiced, or they were raised that way. There are things called hereditary witches where it's been in your family and like the practice is passed down. That's not my experience.
So like hipster witches.
Yeah,
okay.
you could call them that.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of gatekeeping. There's a lot of that, but like in any other practice, I guess.
Yeah.
But let me simplify it a little bit. So witchcraft itself is just a practice. It is a practice that you can layer on top of a spiritual belief or religion, but the practice itself is not a religion. And that's why it's so incredibly broad and can be really overwhelming from the outside.
Okay.
So,
oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, in that case, can there be like a pagan Christian or a pagan Jewish person?
Well, you wouldn't call a Christian or a Jewish person pagan because they're
it's right. It's against
but there are several Christian and Catholic witches. I've never met a Jewish witch. I wouldn't. It's kind of a hot topic in our community.
Really?
Yes, there are very many people that are not okay with Christians or Catholics practicing witchcraft.
Okay. I don't understand that.
Can someone timestamp that where she just said Hot Topic, the name of the store that sells all the witchcraft goods? Sorry.
You're right. Did you write it? I don't have a note.
I got it. We're good. I just wanted to make a joke.
So I grew up Catholic Christian, okay? My mom, I'm pretty sure you've heard stories, or if you don't, my mom was very abusive and she had this thing of controlling us. And she used religion for that. So she would tell me that my grandparents and my father was witchcrafts, or they did witchcraft. And that seen as so bad in our culture, or like in the Christianity or whatever, like that's bad. They're demon worshippers and all this kind of stuff. Is it the same vice versa, like on your, as a pagan or whatever?
No. The whole negative feelings from it come from the persecution of witches over thousands of years. That's why.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a bitter feeling because for so long, Christians and Catholics and branches of those have been saying exactly what you've heard. I was taught those same things. I was also raised Catholic.
Oh boy.
And I think that because there's still so much, negative pushback about it, there pagans in the Bible Belt that can't let anybody know what their spirituality is. Like houses still get set on fire.
Wow.
Like there's certain communities. Yeah, we have customers that'll visit from out of state and they tell us like very sad stories, and they're right now happening. So I think that's where some of the gatekeeping happens. So I understand it to an extent. I personally just feel that if we're going to fight for our own religious freedom, we have to support that for everybody.
No, I agree.
I don't understand it. I'll be honest. I don't
either.
I've studied the Bible enough in my childhood that I don't understand how they've said in my Facebook groups, they use the Bible and they practice witchcraft. I don't get it, but
yeah,
to each their own.
So what do your parents think about all this?
They're a lot better than they used to be. I think that my dad is very open-minded about most things. And if he doesn't understand it, he just doesn't really talk about it, but he would never make me feel bad or weird.
That's good.
My mom, I think that she doesn't realize how much of her Catholic child is still in her.
Well, it's indoctrination. I mean, sometimes it's hard to like get that out of your system, especially.
Yeah. And she practiced Catholicism into adulthood before she left it behind. That was not for me. I remember telling people I was an atheist when I was 14 or something. So for my mom, yes, it's part of her. So I think there's just parts of it that she's not able to grasp or make her uncomfortable. She just doesn't understand.
Sure.
They're proud that I have a store. I don't think that they tell their friends or peers accurately what that store is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Our daughter's an
That's
entrepreneur.
nice.
Yeah. She owns this little shop and she sells like candles and baths.
Yep.
I'm like, well, that's kind of misleading, but
A little bit. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, you did say that you gave one-on-one lessons, right? Or just lessons in general? Like, you teach new witches how to do stuff?
I do teach classes at the shop. I run a blog that I like it to be kind of half lifestyle, half educational, I guess, for
What's it
anybody. It's called That Witch Next Door.
Oh my God. on it.
All right. Don't forget to tag that
Got
on all our socials.
Oh,
Oh,
of course.
thank you.
And, okay, most
ahead.
important question though.
Mhm.
Do you believe in fairies?
Yes,
I have to
so
know.
they're called the Fae.
Yep.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
choose not to work with them
Oh.
because
Wait,
they
why?
can be dicey, sketchy.
Okay, please explain.
Yes.
Because I thought
They
fairies
are-
were good.
No, that is
They're
not.
tricksters.
No, they're tricksters. They're almost like poltergeists or similar to that. They're playful and leaning towards a malicious side. They're
So-
really powerful and a lot of people work with them. A lot of people. But you have to be on your game. You got to be there with your offerings. You got to do what you say you're going to do. I've read really cool articles on Tumblr and stuff about like exactly the vocabulary and wording you should use with them. It's fascinating. I read about them, but no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Weird.
They can
Sorry, I don't mean weird.
kind of
just
wreak havoc.
different. Man.
Hmm?
No, I'm sorry. I just, I've never heard anything like this before. Do you
Wait,
have...
so like,
Oh, sorry.
go.
Do you have a different name that you use when you're practicing witchcraft than your like given name?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
A lot of people do.
Wait, that's common too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it helps you get in the right mindset. If you need to in a modern age, it's hard because, we're aware that what everybody thinks about this, and we still have to like go to work and interact with everybody and be what they consider to be quote unquote normal, and just kind of hide this part of ourselves because it freaks people out, even though it doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that a lot of people adopt a different name because it's more purposeful, it's chosen versus maybe the name that their parents gave them, especially if maybe their parents don't support their practice. A lot of witches, we call it, they're still in the broom closet. So
Oh my
their family and
gosh.
friends don't know. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, so what's the difference between doing this and role playing? Because you could, and
That's a good question.
like you are pretending to, well, not pretending, because I think that what you do is awesome and I accept it.
I'm not offended.
But in a way, someone else that doesn't understand this, you're pretending with another name, you're like masking in the real world and you're going in your closet and being a witch. What's the difference?
Yeah, and probably to them, it's the opposite. Like maybe you have to pretend when you're not in the closet.
Ah.
So there's that. But the difference between like cosplay and stuff like that and role playing is the best example and parallel I can ever give anybody is a worldwide phenomenon, and that was called the book The Secret.
Yes.
And everybody gobbled it up and just was like, this is amazing. And I looked into it and I was like, you shitheads, like this is what we already do, and you call us crazy.
You got to see my first note here, both of you. That's actually kind of funny.
It's a lot of people call it the law of attraction, but we call it manifestation.
Yeah.
So we
become
believe
very popular.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy to believe in karma.
Oh my!
Like a lot of people don't think that that's that far-fetched, and it's the same thing. If you put out the right stuff, if you use all the tools that the universe gives you, and you put in the work, you're grateful for it, and you send it back.
Wait, send it back? You have to send something back?
Well, you can't just drain the world of its energy for your own use selfishly and not give it back.
So what do we send back? So like Matt and I have been on this weird journey lately, and it feels like it was supposed to happen.
Yes.
So we just writing it. But what do we send back?
Well, it's the same concept as paying it forward. It's making actions in your daily life to make sure that as you gain success and gifts, that you make sure you pay that forward and you return some of those gifts to the earth. And that can be people do that in the form of donation all the time, or paying for the person behind them in line. It's still putting out good karma. It's doing a good deed. It's passing on. It's kind of like the butterfly wing effect, whatever, in a positive way.
I agree with that. And I mean, like, one of the ideas we were talking about was the art collective, right? I feel like that's kind of in line with a little bit, not too much.
Yeah.
However, I got to send you guys this picture. So my first question written down right here is, it says, if Jackie and I are convinced that we controlled the universe to get each other to meet each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, like, doesn't matter how we did it. Candles, crystals, or just willing the universe into it. Is it the medium that's important, or is it the goal of the intent?
Well, first I would say only because I know you guys didn't use crystals and stuff.
Right.
Oh, okay. Like, I personally think when it comes to like meant to be stuff like that, I believe in reincarnation, so that's important.
Yes.
That was
any spiritual
question
practice.
Have you heard of the egg?
Yeah, so I believe in reincarnation, and one theory that I connect the most with is that we choose our life, we choose our astrological chart, and we choose the people that are going to affect us the most in that lifetime. And so, like, to me, the theory would be that you both had lessons that you had to learn in this lifetime. And, you know, before you were here and born, you kind of drew out like a blueprint and you chose each other at this moment in time based on what you were both going to go through, so that you'd meet at this certain point, so that you could fill in the blank with your goal or your intent.
Jesus.
Your intent is obviously
I'm not crying.
extremely important.
My heart is like filled with warmth. I don't know how to explain
I know.
that, but I'm like, it feels like that. It honestly feels like, and it's so weird. Total stranger. I've never seen him, and it's like I've never spoke to him to his face.
Yeah.
But it feels like we've known each other our whole life. It's fucking crazy.
You probably have.
It's very, very strange. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. It's
a lot.
It is, and you did give me a little teary-eyed. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, all right, let's take a break for a second. The fifth question I had said, "What's your stance on karma?" And you had already addressed that too, while I was still like reeling over the fact that you like struck right into 1 and 2 immediately, and then hit 5.
Sorry.
Like it's almost like you've done this before. No, I'm kidding.
You're my first person to like interview me about this.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, some
But
people
people, like,
like random
shop.
people ask me questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird. Oh, so
most people don't really want to know, quite honestly.
Oh.
Why?
What? Yeah, curiosity killed the cat,
Like-
probably.
Well, not just that. I think there are some people that really need to be interested in other people's lives and what they're going through and like just their ideas. How are you supposed to grow?
I agree with that.
Some people don't want to.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just very complacent with being complacent.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would assume based on what you've said so far that a lot of your, I guess, witchcraft is mostly, I guess, well aligned with like positivity.
Mm-hmm.
You don't cast any like bad spells generally, right? Do you believe that?
That's the most popular question.
No. I just want to know if you believe, not if you do it, if you think that there is a payoff or I guess a better likelihood of creating, your will if you do something that's positive for everybody versus something that's negative towards anybody. Or like, do you have to pay for that with like a piece of your own life versus the universe pays for it if you do something negative?
Whoa.
I think that similar to like the concept of, what is it? Every action has a reaction?
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, it's Newton's second rule, I think. Yeah.
So similar to that, I think that there are prices for things. And, it's pretty unspokenly well known that if the bigger of something that you want, the bigger the price.
Sure.
There are people that want things that don't benefit anybody, people that want to act out every feeling of revenge they ever have. I mean, there are just people like that, regardless of their culture or spiritual beliefs.
Sure.
And the same is true for witchcraft. In my studies, because I study all of it. So I study black magic and white magic and gray magic because I believe in being educated.
Right.
From what I read, working with really heavy, dark entities can just be more draining on you. You could just have to pay more. And if you deem that worth it, it's your life. I don't care. I just don't choose to do that. I placed like one hex in my whole life.
Wow. So I guess what is your medium of choice, I suppose, for these incantations?
What do you mean about my medium? How so?
Like, are you more of a, I guess, candle burner or an incense or crystal or?
I am very into the elements and therefore what we call the wheel of the year. So like the seasons.
Right.
Because those are very tangible things, it's easy to relate to. And that was actually what guided me towards my deities. I've only been working with my deities less than a year, actually.
Wow.
I definitely believe in being very sure of that before just jumping in, like working with other entities. But my medium, I would say overall, I just go for a balance of the elements. So air, earth, fire, water. That's what makes astrology make sense to me. That's what makes the human collective make sense to me. The universal collective. It's what makes magic make sense to me. It's something that connects us over eons of generations. It's so our ancient ancestors following the stars and the seasons, and that's how they put names to deities. And so I work with a kind of a balance or an ebb and flow of crystals and earthly things and different elements of air, fire, and water. I do love candle magic and incense. We sell a lot of that. I've probably been a kitchen witch for a lot longer than I even knew I was a witch.
What's a kitchen
witch? A kitchen witch is a witch of hearth and home. So you do home spells.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like, a lot of this is just visualization. So if that helps you guys at all, I don't sit there and like lightning doesn't come out.
No.
I envision things. I visualize. So if you believe in power of suggestion or law of attraction, it's similar to people that meditate and visualize.
Yeah, you willed it into the universe.
Yes, exactly. And I'll do that with the food that I'm cooking. And then when you consume it, that helps manifest your desires, for example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I also, how do I explain this?
Too many.
Yeah, I know. So everyone has gifts. And I know, like, I don't know if this applies to what you believe in as well, but I believe in, like, people having gifts that they're born with. What would be yours?
I am a psychic to a degree.
Okay.
I'm overall clairsentient.
Wow.
Okay,
which
explain that. I
means-
don't know what that means.
It's like clairvoyant.
So there's clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I don't know the other two for the other senses. Clairsentient is when you just kind of know, like you get a feeling. And it's partially your intuition, but we believe that it's like messages that are downloaded to us. I do hear things and I do see things, but not nearly as frequently. And then
What do you see?
I think.
spirits usually.
Nice.
Okay. Good or bad?
Most spirits are good. Most really are.
Are they hurt?
Not the ones that I've come across, but I studied. So at the beginning, when I said I was practiced death magic, that's what it is. It's working with spirits basically and having a lot of honor and respect for the dead and everything that goes around that, recognizing that death is inevitable and necessary. And most spirits that I've encountered are closer to like guardians that are just close to their space or their familial ties. But I have read lots and lots of experiences of people that help spirits cross over and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. What about people who see bad spirits?
So,
like in my dreams?
I don't. Could be both. I've only seen something I would call malignant once. And I was very, very, very young. And I will never forget it.
Nope.
Do you want to talk about it? Because I'm interested.
Sure. When I was a little girl, my parents' room was across the hallway. And I was young enough that I still slept with the door open.
Mm-hmm.
And I could my bed was against the wall facing my door, so I could also see into the hallway and see to my parents' room.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I woke up, and I was a classic kid. I slept with a nightlight, so my room was pretty illuminated. I woke up and my mom was trying to come into my room or standing on my door, but not really coming in. And it gives me such the heebie-jeebies talking about it. No, it's totally fine. She had this like weird look in her eye, like she wouldn't make eye contact with me, and she kept trying to get me to go out in the hallway with her, and I knew it wasn't my mom.
Weird.
Oh,
and I didn't say anything, which was probably good that I didn't engage, and I kind of did like the quick duck under the covers. And I popped back out for a quick peep. And I think it was two long, shadowy, they kind of looked like Grim Reapers.
Oh, gosh.
Hooded figures were where she had been and just kind of standing isn't even the right word at my door. And I stayed under the covers because I was too scared to get up to shut the door or anything. And that was the last time I slept with any light in my room or the door open for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
I sleep in darkness now.
So, like, my whole life I've had things like that happen to me, and it was mostly negative. And and it was all my sisters and I. Like, we've all witnessed it, all the same thing, only when we were all together. But what, like, I'm going to take the other side. Why wouldn't that be seen as you being schizophrenic or having some type of lapse in your sleep, or you're still dreaming? What would be the difference?
I believe that they go hand in hand, and this is very hard to put into words. But I believe that you can be schizophrenic, and I also, and you know, that's just an example of a mental illness, everything else as well. But I also believe in creating your own reality. So this is a concept that I bring up a lot
Stressful.
to like family, anybody that does try to ask me questions but doesn't understand. So we know for a fact via science that the placebo effect is real.
Correct.
Yes.
Know that. That is, here's the thing. No one likes to understand how powerful that is and how amazing that is. You can heal yourself. The amount of things you can do via the placebo effect, that's incredible. And everybody uses the placebo effect as an excuse, like, it was just the placebo effect. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's manifesting.
Yep.
That's law of attraction. That's creating your own reality and making it real.
Willing into
the other
existence.
thing- what?
Willing it into existence.
Yes.
However you want to say it. Yeah.
Now, as far as dreaming and stuff goes, that's a fair argument, and I could have been. The thing is that I believe the dream plane is just another dimension layer.
Oh,
So
God, that's terrifying.
even if I was dreaming, I just believe that those were extra dimensional beings that I saw, and I sensed their
That's what I believe.
maliciousness. There's some cool stuff on the internet about this stuff that doesn't even have to do with witchcraft. I just love studying about like aliens and string theory and dimensional beings. Like, I just think that is fascinating.
Yep.
That's where I'm at. Everything you just said is what I've been researching and I've been interested in since I was a kid.
Nice.
But the
Me
thing
too.
is like, if I was completely honest with you guys about the things that go in my head, what's going to stop someone else telling me that I'm schizophrenic? It runs in my family. And I have like weird things that I know in my head is fine because it's me and I've had it since I was a kid.
You mean like your intrusive
Why
thoughts?
am I no. Okay.
No,
I
I
don't
know what
know.
you mean.
But in my head, when I think high or sober, I have conversations with other people in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could see all different points of view. Even the questions I'm asking you, I already know what you're going to say, but not really. Like I can understand your point of view before you tell me.
So do you want to know what I would label those as?
What?
Your spirit guides. Some people call them guardian angels.
Okay.
When we reincarnate, we have spirit guides, and I also believe that we take turns being spirit guides for other souls that are close to us as well.
Oh.
So I think that those voices that you hear and you respond to and you trust them and stuff, I think that they're partially your intuition, responding back to your spirit guides.
That's interesting. But what about the things I see? I've been seeing another thing that's probably going to make me seem crazy.
The mechanical thing?
I see everything mechanical.
So do I.
And then
What do you mean?
ever since I was a kid, there are some people that just don't have faces. I sound
I
crazy.
can't remember anyone's face ever.
No, like they don't have a face. They don't have facial features, nothing. Like I can't see anything from them. And those are the people that end up hurting me or doing something really bad, or like usually it means don't be near those people, but they don't have faces. And I've been scared of them since I was a kid. It doesn't happen as often anymore, but it happened a lot. So much as a kid that I told my grandmother, and she's like, well, that's God telling you something. And I just keep it quiet.
I have such a similar thing. It's almost unbelievable. Yeah. I understand that completely.
What is it for you, Matt?
It's the more I get to know somebody, the harder it gets for me to remember what their face looks like. Like, if I've seen them once, I can picture them exactly. And the more I get to know them, the harder it is to recall details about their face.
So for Jackie, I feel like that's a spiritual block, like out of protection. You could be doing it subconsciously. Your spiritual team could be doing that. But that sounds like psychic protection to me. Like you recognizing very early on something is not right. And that's your subconscious taking defense immediately. And for Matt, it's interesting you say that. It's almost like you are able to get past our physical shell because subconsciously you recognize that it's temporary.
Whoa.
You have a different physical shell every life. And so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what someone looks like.
That's true.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
I'm not crying again.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay. He's a baby.
I pick at it. It's
I'm a
fine.
tarot card reader. I
Pick
make
at it.
people
Oh.
cry all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Shit.
So
I don't even remember what we were
for you
just.
guys, that don't sound crazy, but if a therapist heard this, Jackie, you have problems.
Jackie, dude, I gotta leave
Oh,
my.
that's what I was going to bring up.
go for
I
it.
was going to mention that. I think this is important.
Yeah.
We are not all of these like granola eating, holistic, like I still believe in modern medicine and modern science. I make a judgment about everything as it crosses my path. We vaccinate our kid, for example. We don't do the flu shot.
If
but we
you
do
don't
the other.
vaccinate your kid, I would have shut the. I'm
But I mean, that's a really hot topic right
It's
now.
true.
Like a lot of people, you know what I mean? And I respect at least where they're coming from. I don't do it because I don't think that's the best way. But so I'm in therapy. That's something I was going to bring up. I just reposted a video from another witch in the community on our shop's Instagram page of her addressing just this. A lot of witches come to us for advice. We call them baby witches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come to us for advice. And they're like, I have depression and I've been like journaling and it's not going away. I'm like, well, it's not this.
Overnight cure.
You can't lean on it like that. In the video I reposted, the girl said, and it's perfect. Witchcraft is a tool. It's not a crutch.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You don't just like do a spell and get a job. Are you filling out job applications? Are you still like acting within the physical laws of our world? That's the only way you can make something actually happen as well.
So you.
But I'm in therapy. I see a counselor.
For what?
Mom
For
issues.
what?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, for general, I have a lot of anxiety. A lot.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's
tell
not
Matt.
I can't explain it because I asked you what the definition of it was the other day, but
That's true.
I have very specific ones. I don't have general.
Yeah, he doesn't feel anxiety for a lot of things, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't experience it that way. But my counselor sent me an article on anxiety after my first session, and it was so simple, and yet it just opened my eyes so much. But there was a whole section on there about specified anxieties.
Do you have that
Similar.
that article still?
Yeah, I have all of them. I have tons.
Can you please send that to me somehow?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think he has specified anxieties, which is
It's
funny.
like education about what anxiety is and how it continues. And then there's a bunch of grounding techniques. And the cool part about the grounding techniques that she sent me, they're all the same grounding techniques that are in my spell books. too.
Interesting.
I'm noticing a lot of parallels between just like being a normal
Yeah.
human being and this system.
That's kind of the whole point of my blog is it doesn't have to be this
It's
like
weird. Yeah, it's not this weird
Yeah.
outside world.
Well, I think all of the world is connected. All religions, every
Me
thought,
too.
every person is connected somehow.
Yep.
It's just no one's looking at it.
That's why I call it the human collective. I agree. And the more I study ancient civilization, the more it solidifies that belief for me. It's crazy to me that we still believe and practice, including Christianity, these spiritualities for thousands of years. Like, how, if they're so ludicrous, why won't they go away?
Yeah.
Why do they work so well for so many people?
I think it's because people...
Indoctrination.
Well, there's two ways you could look at it. There's people who are out there that need something to fill their life. That's why, like, my family, they're Christian Catholic, but they used it to fill their life up with stuff. And there's people out there that kind of just fall into it. Like, it just comes to them, and then they look into it, and then they grow in within it, whatever it is. Does that make sense? Or am I going off on a tangent?
I think there's a lot of indoctrination, but there's a lot of people finding it and choosing it as well. I mean, I wasn't raised even a little bit like this. And I definitely wasn't told that it was even possible to be a witch. I knew one pagan girl in high school, and I thought that was just the coolest thing. And I remember going home and researching it and thinking, that's so cool, but I'm not allowed to do it because my family's not pagan. That's what I didn't understand it. And then years later, I was with Jared, and for Valentine's Day 4 years ago, I don't even remember ever talking to him about any of this ever. And he asked me if I wanted to open my present early. And he went online and ordered me all of this beginner witch stuff, like a ton.
Oh, wow. So he just knew that you needed it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or you willed it into your own life?
Unintentionally, yeah. I have no memory of talking about it to him, ever. I don't remember talking about it to anybody. I thought people would think I was stupid.
No.
That's where I am right now, actually. Where, like, all these thoughts and these ideas that I've been having lately are just dumb.
I just picked up the first one was the book he got me, and then it led to another and another. The library has a pretty extensive occult section, actually, so you can read tons for free. That's what I do. I started reading about this stuff, and I was like, I've been doing this my whole life. This is what I've always believed, and I thought I was weird. I didn't know anybody else believed that at all.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that spirituality itself can be really important and really beneficial. I think that religion gets dicey. I do. Mob mentality is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets scary, even in the witch community. I'm probably one of the most tolerant witches about the Christian thing.
Because most of them are not okay with the belief system that goes behind. Well, yeah. I mean, that I think by definition, pagan is, not mainstream religion, or no anti-mainstream religion is what I meant to say. But did Jackie drop?
No, I did for a second. I'm good now.
Okay, cool.
My internet connection was unstable.
Just like me. Whoa, up top. All right, I have a question for you.
That's unstable.
All right, if your car breaks down, how do you get to work?
What?
Car? My personal car?
Do you witch hike?
Jared.
You're an idiot.
Up top.
That was too cheesy.
Dude. Wait. Boom.
Dude.
No, that good?
Any other ones? I know you have other ones.
I have a lot of them.
All right, go.
No.
Yes, come on. I need to hear another one. It has to be better.
All right, I can one up myself on this one. I was going to ask.
Oh, gosh.
No, we don't want to do this, do we? All right, fuck it. Who cares?
The boy giggle that you did before. Now go.
Yeah, I did prepare a lot of jokes. I don't want to do this though. I have to. It's my.
You have to.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Go.
It's my destiny. Hold on. I lost them. No, they're here. I just have the wrong window open. Hang tight. Oh, I have a question. How many miles per gallon does your broom get in the city versus the highway?
Not what we use broom for.
What do you use brooms for?
Wait.
Cleaning?
Do you actually want a really cool explanation of the flying broomstick
Yes,
thing?
please.
Yes.
It's freaking fascinating. So where that came from, witches flying, is in the old days for a general term.
There they are.
So I would guess like medieval and prior.
Mhm.
Witches were typically the midwives, the herbalists, the medicine people.
Mhm.
Witch is a genderless term. The warlock thing is pop culture, fictional. Everybody's a
what?
witch. Yeah, no. But or wizard. Yeah, there are some men in the community that use that because it feels more masculine. And again, I don't care which one to call yourself. But no, witch is a genderless term. So there are men and women, but it was mostly women, at least that we know of, because they were primarily the midwives and the doulas and stuff like that. Well, because they ran the apothecaries and things, they handled and were very educated on herbs, and they made ointments and salves and all of those things for people that didn't even practice magic or medicines. They made what were called flying ointments, and you can still get them today. I really want to try them, but I'm very scared. They're herbs that they come in salves, and you put them on sensitive parts of your body. So like the wrist, where your skin is really thin and your veins are right under there. And from what I'm understanding, you basically trip.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's where the whole flying thing comes from, is really your astral projecting. They say you can travel through time, you can go to the dream world, you can do past life regression. It is so cool to read about. So that's where that came from.
Drugs.
Can we order this?
Yeah, actually, you really can. It's called Witch's Flying Ointment, and there are certain really popular. It's fascinating.
Which is flying?
Okay,
hold on.
Have you done drugs before then?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, duh.
All of them.
I smoke weed every day. I'm a very regular marijuana user.
There you go.
I don't care about
Me
being
too.
out there in the world. Yeah, I don't care who knows that. I post that on my Instagram now. I'm a goddamn 30-year-old. I don't care about that.
Wait, what? You're 30?
So am
It
I.
will be in October. Nice.
Why am I the young one?
You carry yourself very well. I thought you were my age.
Thank you. That means a lot.
No, she really does. Yeah.
Oh, I looked up the flying ointment.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
So, poisonous ingredients, that's what they're called.
What?
Well, although shrooms and stuff, that's poisonous.
Yes,
That's
correct.
Oh, okay.
So, poisonous ingredients include belladonna, henbane, jimson weed, mandrake, hemlock, and or wolfsbane.
But no,
Wait,
what's the other one?
Wolfsbane is poisonous? I thought that was for... Okay, this is me not knowing anything.
Nightshade. That's the one I was thinking of.
Isn't that for people who are wolves? If that's a real thing?
Like werewolves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anything about werewolves, but I did dabble in some vampire research, and that's really interesting.
Is it real?
Fall down. I don't know that I would call it real, but people think that they drink blood and think they need it to survive.
Yep.
Well, it has a lot of iron, so if you have an iron deficiency, sure.
Make sure you get it from somebody who approves of it.
You know,
A pig?
No, a human.
Oh, okay.
No, that's human blood that they drink.
So
they get like
do you
boners and
believe
stuff.
Like, not goblins, but like, elves and goblins and that kind of stuff. And how did they show themselves to you?
So I, group them in with the fae. So yes, I do believe in them. I just don't call on them. So I've never seen them ever. this is where you kind of start tapping into a really intriguing part of this community. So I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups for this, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. There's some wackadoos.
Yeah.
When there's not good quality control by the admin in a group, like sometimes the posts that come out, you're like, all right, dude, you're just like on meth. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And people do ask weird stuff like that. Like, my ex is a meth addict. That's a lot worse.
I love calculus too.
Meth addict. He abused me. He robbed me. X, Y, and Z. How do I get away from him? And I always get happy because a bunch of people are on there and they're like, put a restraining on him. Stop answering the phone. Move. Like, you don't have to treat this like, you know what I mean? Like he's a ghost or whatever.
Right.
He's clearly a physical being who's horrible, and you need to not have anything to do with him.
Okay, so I have a question. I don't know if you heard or listened to whatever he's working on, like editing. But in this next episode coming up, I talk a lot about my nightmares. I was just wondering if you had any input on this. So, in any given night of sleep, I'll sleep generally between 9 and 12 hours, and I'll remember somewhere between maybe 5 and 15, maybe 20 dreams. And
Each night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 90% of them are just horrible nightmares, like graphic nonsense. Me getting murdered or raped, or watching somebody get murdered or raped.
Like people you know?
No, never. I mean, they say that you can't create a face in your brain. Mm-hmm. But it's never by somebody I could identify, but it's always to somebody I can identify. Like a friend or a relative.
He had sex with his brother.
It was a dream.
It's completely fine.
I know it is. That's why I said it.
No judgment here.
It was. She was feeling bad about having an intrusive thought, and I was like, "It's fine. They're thoughts. I have my brother in my dreams. It's fine."
It happens to everyone. Have you ever studied lucid dreaming though?
Of course. Yes. Not of course. I'm sorry. That was rude. Yes, I have. And
it wasn't rude.
Not at all.
Stop.
It's not? Fuck.
No.
Oh my god. I need some help.
Not even a little bit rude.
So yes, I can't do it though. I can recognize I can recognize when it is one. I can't take control of them though. So I know
I only just started being able to mildly have control.
That's amazing. That takes a lot of work, right?
I mean, it's not much.
Oh.
It started out similar to what you described, where I was really recognizing that I was in a dream.
Yeah.
And I never woke up. Used to be in the past, if I realized I was in a dream, I'd wake up.
Right.
So that's actually a really good sign usually if you're trying to lucid dream.
So that means I'm getting closer.
Making progress, yeah.
Nice.
That's where astral projection comes in.
Good.
So it's really cool, visualization techniques, and they have really similar ones on lucid dreaming blog articles and stuff. But you're supposed to lie in your bed, and you're supposed to do this every night, and you're supposed to keep the dream journal. I'm really bad about that.
Dude, Jackie.
You're supposed to envision yourself laying on your bed. Some people say you should be a third party looking at yourself laying on the bed, really taking in the room around you and making sure you notice every detail of your room, visualizing all of that. And then you can walk through your house and out the door. And they say that that's how you start it. And the more you do that in meditation and stuff like that, it's kind of like muscle memory almost of the brain, and that you should be able to do when you sleep. That's a theory.
I've heard something similar to parts of that. I've never heard that all strung together like that.
I've also heard you're not supposed to look at yourself, and that's very ominous. They say that if you look at yourself, you'll get stuck or whatever.
Well, yeah, I've heard that if you make eye contact with yourself, you're done. And I don't know, some people say that when they're like on their surgery, or on the operating table, and they I don't know, die or they go under the anesthesia, they come out of their body and they can look straight down at the body.
Yeah.
And then when they start to go up, what they see is the light at the end of the tunnel, which is literally just the lamp above them, like putting light on their body.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Matt, in regards to your nightmares, I'm usually like up running around with our crazy daughter while Jared's editing.
How old is she, roughly?
She's almost 2.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. She's pretty cute, but also crazy. So I haven't really like listened to details. Jared mostly told me that you guys get like very real on here and share your traumatic experiences and stuff like that. Quite honestly, witch stuff aside, those dreams just sound like unresolved shadow work they have to do.
Oh,
so
shit.
your trauma is still haunting you, and you have to process them.
I literally told you this not too long ago.
I know.
Yeah. So in witchcraft, we call it shadow work, and therapy and stuff, we call it processing and releasing. Yeah. But when I talk about it from a shadow work perspective, you're supposed to, it kind of goes along with all this dream stuff. One technique of shadow work is you're supposed to kind of time travel in your mind visually and go back one at a time. You shouldn't do them all at once. Right. It's a long time, but each session you should technically go back in time in your mind and go right your own wrongs. So you go back and you do for you what should have been done for you.
So maybe you wouldn't feel so guilty anymore.
I know. Maybe I'd stop apologizing for fucking everything.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm going to keep harping on you for it.
Oh, you know what that's going to make me do?
I don't care.
Apologize more.
Do you also, I have feelings about people. Do you listen to yours or do you ignore them? I'm pretty sure you listen to them. That was a stupid question. But well,
I just started listening to them. It's not easy to. You got your, voices from your past and how you're raised and voices of society and stuff telling you how stupid those things are. And it's really, really hard to listen to it.
Sometimes I'll hear someone's voice or see them and then I'll know exactly what they're feeling and going through. And then I just keep it quiet because it's overwhelming. And then I'm just like, all right, I don't care anymore. But
you seem similar to me where you're, I hate how popular this word is now because it kind of takes any meaning away from it, but you sound like kind of an hypersensitive empath to me.
But I'm not empathic. That's the thing. I thought I was, but I really could give no poops about anyone.
That's why I don't agree with the modern twist on the word.
Okay, cool.
Us calling ourselves empaths because of our empathy. I don't believe in it that way. I believe it in a psychic sense, like an ability.
Okay.
And the thing about empath is...
Versus empath?
Yeah, I don't mean it in that way. I don't mean sympathy and empathy. I mean in a psychic sense.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't like being in crowds because I feel everyone.
Me too.
Me too.
I feel
but I like it, though.
Everything. I don't. I have to learn, and this is what I've been doing. I've been practicing a lot of barrier visualization. I also learned recently that if you are an empath, it's not just that you can feel and understand everybody else. You can even unintentionally project your own energy. And I've been trying to be much more accountable and responsible for just feeling energy out on people.
You project your own energy?
That's what people do, whether they mean to or not. That's why you can feel it.
Yeah.
They're not taking accountability for it. They're having no consideration. They might not call it energy, but you could call it an attitude. you can call it their tone and this big combination of how they're being. Yeah, exactly.
Snarkiness.
Yep. That when all of it comes together in a storm, you feel it and you have the ability to crap that onto the other people too.
Yeah. That's accurate. I know. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening this far in. I didn't think you'd make it. We appreciate it very much. Just if you could do us a favor and go find us anywhere and follow us, rate, subscribe.
We'll be under the tree meditating.
Yes.
Go find us.
I will have a rainbow coming out of my head.
I was hoping you would say ass.
I will have a rainbow coming out of my ass.
Like a unicorn.
Yeah, wait, what? We're at Twitter, Magic for Humans, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube. The link is through the website on that one, which is magicforhumans.com as well. Oh, we have a second Instagram, which is Magic4Humans, the number 4, and then with an S.
Like, comment on all our pictures, videos, and download. And give us stars on the iTunes, please. The iTunes.
Yes, especially the iTunes. But anywhere you get your podcasts or podcarts, rate, subscribe, and comment, please. We will read the positive comments on air.
Ooh, that's nice.
We'll read the negative ones too, because it'll be fun. Don't leave negative ones, though.
If anyone leaves us a 1-star rating, I will go and murder you in your sleep. In your dreams, and then you'll wake up and be murdered again every time you go to bed.
You'll be living the same day over and over. It's like,
but you're not sure if you're awake or asleep.
It's deja vu. And please feel free to go to the website and send in any art. Music is great. Drawings are great.
And
jokes are great.
That you find that inspire you from our podcast, we will gladly look at it, post it, or even promote you as well. So thank you very much for any artwork that's sent in.
Yes, thank you very much. Go to the website, check out our gallery there where we're going to have, featured artists and featured selected art. Also on the website, we do have Venmo and PayPal if you want to support us to get this,
dollar
project
goes
off the
a
ground.
long way. Yes.
It really does. Our editor isn't cheap and I talk a lot. Help. Back to the show.
You know how a really strong dream will just stay with you?
Yeah.
People can do that to you.
Well, I did. Yeah, I know that feeling, the dream one.
Right. But if you are an empath, or even if it's not empathic, even if it's just being, we'll call it sensitive to those, energies and things or those frequencies, it literally weighs on you. Sometimes the pain manifests in certain parts of you. My best friend, if you guys ever want her on the show, let me know. She's a Reiki practitioner. So she does energy work and healing work and chakra aligning. Oh, you would love Sadie. You guys would adore her. She's just
I love that name.
effing best person in the world.
She reminds me of a mermaid.
She's I'm the mermaid. Sadie's like Mother Earth. But she's like my little soul sister. She's like you guys. We met 5 years ago. I have no idea how that's only how long I've known her. She's my sister, basically.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I end up knowing you for 5 years,
within 90 days of working together, we both had our employee review. We happened to start at the same job 3 weeks apart. And we were finish each other's sentences and stuff like that. They brought it up in our review. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. I just knew it.
It's not funny at all.
It is to you, so it's okay.
I know. Oh, I got a question. When you stay at a hotel,
you sound so far away.
Oh, I am. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Oh, I am.
I am so far out of the park.
I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be.
No, not even close. So if you were to God damn it, would you stop making me laugh? I'm trying to do something.
Can't help it.
When you go to a hotel and you order food, do you call it broom service?
No. I knew it. Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Okay, I was just asking.
Absolutely.
Okay. No, but in all seriousness, so you have mentioned the collective we, us a few times this evening, and I just wanted to read something I wrote yesterday, trying to get on this like networking site that Jackie told me about. And so the question prompt says, it says, I feel empowered in my life because, right?
Yeah. ...
And then you have whatever, 200 characters, something like that. And I wrote, I feel empowered because I have learned how to control the collective us to send me who and what I need to assist me in helping us. And it would make sense had we ever met us.
So, AKA witchcraft?
Pretty much. I mean, based on what you've been saying.
Basically, I'm a new witch.
That's what I
Bow
thought.
to me.
You don't have to identify as that. You don't have to label yourself as that. But yeah, I would call that manifestation.
Yeah, exactly.
Creating your own reality. You can. We know the placebo's real. We know you can create your own reality. So you should.
We didn't meet on a misdial for no reason, me and Jackie.
Right? I didn't listen to your friend vacuum in the background for no reason.
I wonder what that guy's up to right now. I'm sure he's vacuuming.
Vacuuming.
He'll be listening to this too, by the way. So, yeah. Where can we find you?
You can find me in lots of places. So I own Arcana Herbal. We're on Etsy. We have a store in Denver. That's Arcana Herbal.
I'm on my way.
It's even our website is beautiful. That's my other partner. So it's Sadie, me, and my other best friend, Erica. Erica and I have known each other since we were 7.
Wow.
So I have Arcana Herbal. We're at Arcana Herbal on Instagram and Facebook. And then my own personal brand and blog and project, I guess, is That Witch Next Door.
Yeah.
So I'm on Instagram. It's thatwitch.nextdoor because somebody else has that name, but whatever.
That's all right.
And then I also co-host The Wrong Horror Fan with Jared. That's our podcast.
Wait.
What?
You guys go over horror movies?
Jared's never
Shut up.
told you we have a
No,
podcast?
no, and I watch nothing but horror movies.
I don't like horror movies.
I love them.
watch.
What?
Did-
kind of
Actually,
dork
I
am
love
married
murder
to?
movies.
Did you see Knives Out?
Yes,
No,
I did.
I have not seen
Someone's
it.
getting murdered. I'm there.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible. I'm not a murderer, I promise, but I am interested in.
No.
Very interested in.
It's a game show.
Oh.
So we each bring a horror movie to the table and battle it out for a winner at the end.
Wait, who like backs out first?
Me and Jared.
That's awesome.
Wait, so you guys
Team Jared, Team Danny.
you start the movie and then whoever like quits
Oh,
first?
no. We watch them before we record.
Oh.
And then we fill out score sheets, and then whoever has the highest score at the end wins.
So you guys-
we rate each other's movies.
Can I please be on this? I got one that'll blow your minds.
Of course.
If you have any murder ones, I'll watch, but
We can do one that will fit for all of us, easy, and then Jackie will be on there too. And
in another life, I murdered 20 people.
You know that?
That's badass.
Is that true?
I don't know, but I think so.
In one of them or in the rest of them?
I'm very interested in the idea of murdering in a human body and like.
Please,
but I've never physically done it in this life. But it is an interest of mine.
I hope that's not why we met.
I'm Dexter.
I'm gonna apologize as you're killing me.
Oh, I hope not. That pisses me off even more.
Oh boy!
All right, continue putting your plugs in.
Sorry.
No, that's everybody. So Arcana Herbal, That Witch Next Door, and The Wrong Horror Fan. You can hear our podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. Hopefully this year in 2020, we keep getting freaking curveballs, obviously, but hopefully Arcana will be starting their own like witchy podcast as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I really hope we can have you on again in the near future.
Absolutely.
I don't know what your schedule's like, but I think me and Jackie could just like add our shit and post. So we could probably just call it here as long as you're all good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me on and having a really open mind.
It was a real pleasure, real eye-opening experience.
It would suck if we just like told you were shit after having
it probably happens a lot. Like more than she.
I'd be like, hey, you know what you said was not interesting. I think you need to just go die now.
We tossed all 3 hours of us talking, so good luck.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, can you put us in touch with this person? Your coworker friend?
Definitely. Sadie?
Yes. Yep. She sounds
mermaid?
Absolutely.
She sounds like or maybe the two of you could come on in a couple weeks or something.
In my head, she's a blue mermaid.
In mine? Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Fuck. All right, guys. As was like it legitimately too much fun.
I had a really great time. I would love to come on again.
Please.
I'll rope Sadie in.
Please.
She would love it. Yeah, it was great. It was really great talking with you guys.
Oh my god, it was so much fun meeting. It was like I've never had the opportunity to talk to somebody like you. So it was a new experience, and I it was funny because I just thought I was gonna have 20 jokes, but I actually had a couple questions, which was interesting.
I thought the questions were good.
A couple were good. Boring, is what he's saying. You weren't that boring.
No, I was gonna say I actually got to use something other than the jokes I prepared. Speaking of which, if you and Sadie ever lived together, would you be brewmates or? All right, let's cut it off. I'll talk to you. It was very, very nice meeting you, Jamie.
Yes,
thank you so much.
You.
I will talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Sorry.